look at that survey, and I'd be interested to see what his outcome is on that. The last thing, it's like a lot of things in this past year. They came and went, and it's as if they didn't happen in a lot of cases. And that was our century kind of celebration that we had planned for JETSI. But part of all that was the compilation of an SAME, Second Generation Begins, Preparing for the Future. And it is available now for pre-order. So, for me, it's going to be a nice book to reflect on, but also to have in the office and let people know who I am and who I serve. So with that, Mark.
Hey, thanks, John, and thanks everybody for joining. When John was doing his introduction, it reminded me of when I was a kid in Catholic church, and you'd have everybody come on Christmas, it'd be packed to the gills, and then a couple of weeks after Christmas, there's back to the regulars. And every once in a while, the Catholic priest would get on his on the pulpit and start talking about how come we don't have all these people here today, and he started lecturing us. And I'm like, we're the ones that are here. Don't worry about the ones that aren't here. So I'm glad for everybody who joined today. But as John kind of said, this is really our primary message is to our regional fellow POCs, and I see a lot of you on here today. So I thank you for joining on, and what we really want to do is provide you information about the Academy and the Society so you can be more effective going out, and also hear from you. If you've got issues and things like that, you can chime in questions. I've seen a couple come in there, we'll get to them. But first and foremost, thanks for being part of the Academy of Fellows and staying active. A couple of just quick messages for me. One is, just keep in mind, I always think about two things when I think about fellows. One is inspiration, and the other is mentoring. And really what we do as fellows is we inspire people to action, right? Normally people without some outside influence won't necessarily take action. So we inspire those people through action by our connection to them. And the other one is we mentor them so that when we inspire that action, we help them be successful. And so you really want to mentor them to great achievements as they go forward from that perspective. And so from that, it's, I reflect back on, it was pretty close to this time. Joe Shordell and I were talking. I think, Joe, we had a mention about how long the pandemic was going to go. And I said, hey, Joe, it could go on a long time. It could go all the way to like July, maybe. And
you're right.
Boy, was I wrong. But my point is, we've been in a pandemic for a year, as of today. I think today was the day that most of the country shut down to a degree. So I would just encourage you, this came out in one of our fireside chats about the importance of reaching out to people, especially in the pandemic. And, do a video call with somebody, look them in the eye, check in on them, see how they're doing. And as a fellow, you have a great platform to do that with our members and just give them that little impetus to do a little bit more. When they do and they make those achievements, you'll feel that reward, but so will they, right, as they kind of go forward. So, I will just put the plug in because you're not allowed to do any campaigning, but I will just count two members of our Academy of Fellows Executive Committee have been nominated for National Vice Presidents, and that's Rad Delaney and Sharon Kroc. So my congratulations to both of them. Along with the rest of the slate, our President-elect Cindy Lincecum and others. And then again, don't forget to vote. There's a number of elected directors for you to vote for as well. And again, those are the people that will help shape our society going forward. So, this year, I would just tell you, I've been extremely proud of our Academy of Fellows Executive Committee. They're all on the call today. It's an extremely tight-knit group. They've done a great job this year. And then I'm also extremely proud of our regional fellow points of contact. You really are an extension of the AOF Executive Committee. You're the one, that point of contact that helps expand what we do and our messages as we go out there. So we've got a lot of great updates for you today. So let me turn it back over to, I think we're going to, am I turn it back over to you there, John, or are you running the show, or should we just flip to Melissa? Or to Rad, sorry.
I can take it, John, if you want. Just briefly, and thank you, Mark. This is sort of bittersweet for me because I've worked not only as Mark's deputy on the Academy Fellows XC, but with Neil before him, Buddy Barnes, and then Ray Wilcox before that. So I guess they've decided that I've spent enough time with the fellows, and I'm not completely sure on exactly what my role as VP will be, but there are a couple of challenging opportunities there, and I'm looking forward to it. So, and I will very much look forward to working with Sharon, with whom I have known since, I guess, back the 2007 JETC in Philadelphia, probably. And one other, so thank you. And I've enjoyed every minute of it, and it's been incredibly rewarding, and I'm looking forward to whatever happens next. And one other thing, and this was not something John and I planned. I was on a call today for the SAME Baltimore Post, where we were reaching out to the Veterans Treatment Court here in Baltimore, in Maryland, and speaking to them as a possible teaming partner for an organization that we can sponsor and we can assist. So I will, John, I will look into Chris's research project and fill that out and make some recommendations, including the Veterans Treatment Court. So that's just brief remarks from me. I believe, Melissa, you're next in line.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rod. This is Melissa Smith. I'm the Vice Chair for Marketing and Communications. Our next newsletter will come out on Thursday, April 22nd. And for my fellows on the committee, I just want you to know the deadline is April 15th. So I appreciate that. Our featured content is going to be on a class of 2022 nominations. So hard to believe we're almost already there for next year's class. We'll also have the president's message, a recap of Capitol Week, and we're going to encourage all the fellows to join us as JETC. So if anybody has any ideas for the newsletter, how to improve it, what you'd like to see, please send it to me. I'm going to put my email in the chat, and so feel free to contact me. And I'm going to turn this now over to Sally, who's going to talk about awards and recognition. Sally?
Hey, everybody. Good to see some of your faces this afternoon. Thank you so much. And Melissa, the newsletters are amazing, and I know you put a lot of hard work into them and lots of great content and information. So that's been, I know, a labor of love, but a very welcome and needed change for all of us fellows to be communicating closer. So thank you. And we do have a great team, and it's been a real joy to serve as a vice chair. So my update today is just on the award for the Gerald C. Brown. We received a few nominations, and we have gone forward, and we've got a small selection committee, and we're in the works with reviewing those, but we haven't selected anybody just yet. So, you know, midstream process there. But one thing that we talked about was the fact that we would like to see more nominees this next year. So we started talking about different outreach that we could do at the post level to some fellows as well as young members, because maybe we're not hitting, getting the word out just well enough to get those nominations, because we know there's a lot of people doing really great work and want more nominations next year. So we're going to work on more outreach. If some of you have other ideas, let me know. And I am going to turn it over to Anne. Thank you so much.
Hey there, can you guys hear me okay? Thumbs up, awesome. So thanks for attending today. I love this opportunity just to get together and chat with everyone. I think really the only thing that I need to provide an update on is the fellows nomination process. So I feel like we just got done with the process for this year. We've done an after action review, but we are already moving into the next year. So just kind of a heads up, you know, the regional fellows, POCs, have such an integral part of the process. And I really want to focus this next year on ensure that everybody's on the same page about what that involves. So you're not going to see many changes at all really to the actual process. We always do the webinar in hopefully late spring or early summer. But one of the things that we're going to try and do is maybe a specific call, video call or some sort with the regional fellows, POCs, possibly with the RVPs. I just feel like it's something that we need to be communicating more, again, such an important part of the process. So what really could we do, to help you, better understand that and just kind of get the most out of that part of the process. So really, that's all I have. I would say just, keep your eyes peeled for updates on that. And we'll definitely be communicating more this spring. Thanks.
Karen,
All
our social
Yep.
director. Karen, are you good?
I'm good. Can
Making
hear
you
me?
laugh. I can hear you. I'll let you go
Oh.
now.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Vice Chair of Events. What a year to be the Vice Chair of Events when we got to do it all virtually. So we've had some great success and looking forward to some other events coming up. And I know there's going to be save the date kind of thing coming up next on the slides, but the ones I want your help with, and I should say too, a thank you and for the year that I've spent. I've only been on the Academy of Fellows Executive Committee for a year, but I've learned a lot and enjoyed it so much. And maybe they wanted to get rid of me, which is why I'm on the slate of nominees for Vice President. Anyway, I've had a lot of fun and trying to figure out how to make this all work. But one of the things we have coming up with the young professionals that I want to highlight is a pre-JETC connection. We did something similar prior to small business. And what happens is any fellow that is registered by April 30th will get an email from the young professionals, might be from staff actually, but it will be about whether or not you'd like to opt in to do a pre-JETC connection. And it's really just, they're going to ask young professionals and any fellows that are registered by April 30th will get this email invite to opt in. And then you say, yep, I'm interested. And then you will be placed into small groups of about 5 people each. And hopefully you don't know anybody in that group of 5. And then you will get together. There'll be one team leader in that group of 5 that will organize a date that works for all 5 of you the week before JETC, just to talk about what you're hoping to get out of it, meet some new folks that you haven't met before, just some networking that I know we're all missing out on while we're in this virtual world, and just get to see faces, but don't get to chat. So it's really just an hour call a week before JETC, where you can get to know some folks and talk about what you hope to get accomplished at JETC. And that's if you are registered, you'll get an automatic email about that if you're registered for JETC by April 30th. So that's a little plug to make sure you get registered. And then the second one is there's going to be a networking roulette during JETC. We're hoping to do it early in the week, but we don't have the time and date set yet. That's being determined with event staff. But we did that also for Small Business Conference, and it was a great success. So we had young professionals and fellows on a networking event, and we played question roulette. So they would just pick a name out of the hat, whether it was, and they tried to rotate between fellows and young professionals. And it was a lot of fun to just chat and ask questions. And it was fun to see the difference in the answers between the young professionals and the fellows. So that's another thing you can opt in on when you register for JETC. You can sign up for that, and it's a great way to encourage our young professionals to keep stepping on up, and then they have a great connection with all of you fine individuals that have had such successes in your years. So that's what I've got on events, and I'll hand it off to Philios.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Sharon. Thank you. And good afternoon to everybody. Good to see you all, and good to be with you. And also, I want to give a big shout out to my 2 colleagues here on the team who are going national, along with our esteemed leader. We're looking forward to a great year next year. Your expectations are going to be high, so just get ready, but we're here to help. Anyway, on my end, it's been a great year to begin with. First year for me on the Academy of Fellows Executive Committee, but it's also a lot of fun because I get to champion one of the great things that I embrace on a daily basis, which is mentoring. And mentoring is an ongoing activity. It doesn't stop. It's as Mark said, it's part of the inspiration business in many ways. And I enjoy sharing experience as well as working with colleagues across the society here to help inspire our posts and our professionals to do things. So one of the great updates I wanted to offer for all of you regarding mentoring is I had the privilege to be part of the National Mentoring Advisory Group that Eddie Gonzalez is spearheading. And one of our great products for this year has been the mentoring guide that has just been published. In case any of you haven't seen it, it's a great tool that helps anybody across the society to find a mentoring resource or a guideline to help in different ways across the membership. So if you can go on the website, you will see the product of a lot of good work by many good people, including the Academy of Fellows contributing in various ways. So that mentoring guide is a great tool. Of course, tools are only as good as we apply them in real life. So I am one of the missions that I aspire to begin this year, and it's probably not going to finish this year, but I think, as I said, it's a journey. It's the initiative to get to the post and mentor them into organizing different programs or initiatives or activities that with a focus on mentoring. And the Academy of Fellows will be a resource in that regard. We developed a template of different kinds of activities related to mentoring that could happen at the post level. I believe in the January session that we had, I shared it with all of you. We posted them, and if you really want to see it again, it's one of the 2 pages that we have of exhibits in the Appendix B of the mentoring guide. And if you need to have a hard copy, feel free to reach out to me. I'll send it to you. I am really happy to say that this initiative that I announced, and I reached out to a few folks in different posts. Now I have a candidate post, a small post that is willing to work with the Academy of Fellows and myself to help mentor them into organizing different kinds of events that are part of that template. Now, to their credit, and by the way, this post, it's not a secret, it's the Mid-Maryland post. To their credit, they're already doing a lot of great things over there. So it's not that they're coming in cold and they don't know what to do. They've achieved a lot, but where we are right now is reviewing what they have achieved and what other opportunities there are for them to be mentored or to organize other events in all the categories that we have in our template, and go beyond, the current level of activity. So once we complete this first year mission, I look forward to sometime during the summer, which I believe we're going to have the focus on our newsletter being mentoring, to showcase the collaboration we're having with Mid-Maryland, and hopefully continuing that into next year, and showcasing that through our newsletter avenues, and hopefully through our national publications, and hopefully inspiring any other small posts that will be interested in joining in, and we can support them with ideas to develop. So if any of you fellows and the points of contact have an idea of a small post, doesn't mean it's only a small post, but I think the small posts will be greater candidates for this. Reach out to me and let's see if we can find a way to engage. I think if we start this momentum and we get a handful of posts and we start sharing success stories, maybe we'll get more, and eventually we'll have a tsunami of success. So anyway, I appreciate your support, listening to me, championing the cause of mentoring, and I'm here to be a resource to you and support any initiatives that you have in mind. And now back to...
I'll take it from here for right now, and hand it over to Mark here before we completely wrap up. But we do have a last slide, but before we leave our topics on the agenda slide, and now we have that. So, but as we are looking at that, I want to offer up to Joe, if you have any comments as the executor, and anybody else that would like to say hello or give some information to the gathered group.
Sure. All right. Hey, John, thanks. Yeah, just a couple of quick points. One, thanks for again hosting all these town halls. I think it's a great addition to what we do. And I agree with Mark. When you look at the folks who are here, amazing. It's good. A couple of quick updates. So a couple of other initiatives going on in the national office that are big. One is I'm about to bring on COI managers, and especially for our what we usually used to call our technical COIs. I kind of call them our IGE COIs. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys, we exist because of what we do to support our national security through facilitating the industry government engagement piece. So in order to help our COIs really thrive, it's been clear to us, national leadership team, me and others, that we really need to have some full-time COI managers. So if you look at what Eddie Gonzalez does as a one-man band with what I call our human capital COIs, we really need to have the same kind of thing going on the other side, and we're about to have that. Can't give you his name just yet, but we're bringing a very experienced individual on that's going to really help us out. So that's huge. Strap your seatbelts on. A lot of good stuff coming. The other one is I just signed my life away. Maybe, I don't know. I might not get a paycheck next year, but I just signed about almost $800,000 worth of contracts to completely overhaul our management system. I mean, I don't have to tell you how complex our membership is and all that stuff. But here's my ask. Just signed the contracts, and we've got some pretty neat stuff, pretty neat scope written into these contracts. Like, how about an SME app? I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of the nonsense that you go through to register for an event. It drives me nuts. And how'd you like to have an SME app and you get a text that says, "Are you going to Jetsy?" And because you've kept your member database 100% accurate to include what hotels you like and whatever, you click yes and get your registration. So the standard I've set and the goal is one-click registration for events. Look, I know I'm a dreamer, but I think we could do stuff like that. And we've got it written into the scope of work for these contracts. So my ask of you is, just as I did with the COI chairs and everybody else, we begin what's called the discovery phase on the database piece of this now. All right, we've already started. And it goes about 3 months. So over the next 3 months or so, really need folks to pay attention to what we're doing, offer your thoughts, offer your challenges and your requirements. And I'll speak in our language. Any requirements you see that would support the academy in a big way, whether it's networking, whatever it is. For example, on the COI chair call, Mario Burgos said, "Hey Joe, what about this? Can we have this archive of webinars and information that's readily accessible, whatever?" And the answer is yes. He and I had spoken about that before. It's in there. So help us out here as we really use some of the society's money to invest in our members and to invest in great work you're doing. The last thing I would say is this. I think some of you remember General Van Antwerp's little paradigm of have to, want to, get to. We all remember that. I think some of our academy events that he spoke to that. And clearly I get to do this full time. But I will tell you, no matter how much I might love this organization, you can't do it without being, to use Mark's point, I can't do this without being inspired. And when I look at the people who are here, when I look at those of you who are here and everywhere, time after time, giving of yourself freely to this organization, that's what drives me every day. So I would just tell you, Mark, I'm inspired by you and by everybody on this call, and I want to thank you for that. So God bless. Thanks, John.
Excellent. Thanks, Joe. If there's a giant pause, then that's time for you to say something, Mark.
All right. Just checking, John. You were free forming here for a moment, so it was good. No, So let me just, again, thank everybody for joining. All you'll see on the screen, and I think there was one question in there, are you going to get these slides? They're going to be posted on the AOF site along with a recording for this for people who missed it. But you can see the dates that are out there to kind of remember. There's some that are coming up. You know, our next town hall. The real one I want to just kind of highlight is Investiture. So that's May 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I think it'll be in daylight time by then. That will be when we'll have Investiture. And again, we're going to do that virtually. But I will just tell you, the last one we did virtually, and my hat's off to Kathy Off and to Sharon Kroc for putting that all together, was a big hit. And I think it really was meaningful to our newest fellows and to our academy. So again, for that. And then some JETSI ones that we've talked about as well. So again, you know, my hat's off and thanks for that. Let me just pause for a second. And Kathy Off, we didn't get to you today. I know we usually cover all the bases for us, the ones we forget. Anything from your perspective you want to share with the team?
No, I think everything's been covered. But if anybody has any questions or comments, please feel free to jump in.
I know that Buddy, Mr. 100, would like to say hello.
Well, you know, I had a special request. You all have done such a great job this year. Everybody in the academy, especially the XC, you're going to be a hard team to go and beat next year. Mark's going to have to pick some real qualified people to make up for the changes that occur. But I want to say thank you to the fellows who are chiming in, involved, and stay involved. As you may know, we have 9 distinguished fellows, and those are people who continue to stay involved in their career. One of them we have on, Jim Donahue is on, and so we stay involved, and we want to help wherever we can help. We as the distinguished fellows, so if we're an asset to you, look us up. We're all on our page, and so let us know what we can do to help you. We'll keep working for you as long as we're in the society, and we just are thrilled to see the new classes come forward. I thought the ceremony that we had for the class of 2020 was outstanding, and this ought to be another great one. If we have any new distinguished fellows that may be selected, they would be also brought on board at the Investiture on May 12th. And so good to talk to you, good to see all of you, and thank you very much for what you're doing for the society.
Yeah, that's great, buddy. I know we have at least one new fellow in here, so I think that's in the upper right-hand corner. She's smiling. I can see her there. Thanks, Mercedes. Thanks for joining in. Hey, let me pause for a moment to see from the regional fellow POCs and the other fellows. We've been in transmit mode. Any comments, any questions, any thoughts you want to share with the group?
Hey, Mark, Tim, nothing from Ohio Valley. Good to see everybody, though.
Yeah, always good, always good. All right, we're going to give you 30 minutes back in your day. Again, I appreciate you chiming in and appreciate what you do each and every day. I will close. Yeah, I think Buddy mentioned about the AOF XC, and it's going to be a tough crew to match, but we're going to have a lot of continuity from our AOF FC, and we've got new fellows that are coming into our executive committee for next year. But as we build that national leadership team, again, my congratulations to Sharon and Rad. And one of the lessons you learn is, if you want to be successful, surround yourself with great people. So I'm very glad that they're both going to be on the national leadership team next year to help all of us. So anyway, everybody, thanks very much for joining in, and we'll be in touch. We'll see you at Capitol Week.
Stay safe. God bless.
Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you, John. Take care.
Cheers all.